Hello, friends. Hello, hello. It is Monday and it is hot here in Austin. It's going to get to be like 100 degrees. So I'm inside in my air conditioned house and I'm happy. And I'm happy to be here with you today. I do always look forward to these little chats because I feel like even if it's me here by myself, it does feel fun to be connecting. I wanted today to talk about how, if you've got something inside of yourself to teach, but you don't know how to create a business around it, that's what I'm talking about today. That you could actually turn whatever you're teaching into an income stream by selling online courses. And especially with Zoom and the pandemic, we've gotten very used to and comfortable showing up on Zoom. I can't tell you how many times now my family has gotten together on Zoom. Even my mom knows how to use Zoom. So I think this is a really unique opportunity. In my most recent podcast episode, and I added a link to it, I hope it is live, I interviewed a woman named Cynthia who had to do a big pivot during the pandemic and discovered that she, who loves food, and who works in the food space, could teach culinary experts how to do online cooking classes. And like what she has a whole process and a marketing strategy. And I wanted to, though, and what was so great about what she was saying was that it could be for culinary experts, but it could be for anything. It could be for parenting, it could be DIY. Who knows? Whatever you think you want to teach, it's possible and it's easier than you think to set up. And what's really nice about this is I was just on a call talking to somebody who we coach in our membership group about Milotree Easy Payments, which is our new subscription platform where it's just your way to get paid. And one thing you can do is if you have a community, you can set up a membership where once a month you do a teaching and you can do all of that with Milotree Easy Payments. And I'm super excited about it because we've been getting people set up as beta testers. If you are thinking about a membership for your business, please talk to me, email me at jillian@milotree.com or ready, wait, I have a banner. Hold on, here we go. Go to milotree.com/beta tester because I would love to talk to you. And I think our platform so easy because all you do, connect your Stripe account to Milotree, connect your email service to Milotree, set up the info for what your membership is, how much it's going to cost, name it, boom, and then you've got your money button, your link for payment. And you can put that on your Facebook page. You can send it out in an email list and it will get you paid. And then you can host your membership wherever you want in a private Facebook group, on Zoom, as a private newsletter. And your email is connected as well. So you can be in touch with your members via email. It is so simple. And you do not have to learn any sort of platform or pay for any other platform. Like, go do your membership. Godspeed. All right. So that is, so reach out to me, go to Milotree beta tester because I'd love to talk to you. And this fits in with this whole idea of teaching online classes. So looking at my notes, here is what Cynthia and I talked about in the podcast episode that I hope you check out. And the first thing is, what is your niche? And this is something I talk about all the time. The more intimately you know your audience, the more you can solve their problems, the more you know what they're struggling with, the more you know how to connect with them. So instead of teaching just regular cooking classes, how about food prep for your family, or how about creating, ready for it, wreaths? Like, I know about wreathers and how to create a wreath every month, or just a one-time thing, or back to school food, or Halloween decor, or whatever it is, whatever you feel, knitting, parenting, anything that you feel like you could teach online. So for us, we did this with a WordPress workshop, which ultimately I turned into a course. But what we did was we sold it. And then we did a live presentation where we walked through WordPress And remember, you're my community of people who want to know about WordPress. So that was like a no-brainer for us. And and we did it twice, and it was really successful. So again, what is your niche? What do you know about? What can you teach about? How can you connect to others? And really think about that. And then the other thing that Cynthia said, and I thought this was really good, is to not think about it as you are a teacher or you're just teaching a class. You're setting up an experience. I think just even that word changes the feel of it for you. This is a time to engage. This is a time to create value. This is a time to connect and make people feel welcome and like help them achieve whatever it is you're teaching, help them get to the other side. So if it's a wreath teaching session, they have a wreath by the end of it. So think in terms of this is not just lessons, but you're creating you're hosting, I'm going to say it, you're hosting a cocktail party, and you want to make everybody feel welcome, and you want everybody to have a drink in their hands. That is really how to think about teaching online. And the other thing that Cynthia recommends, and I love this, is to do it live, because there is something to the energy when you show up live. I gave this example in the podcast episode. I do yoga from home. So I used to go to my yoga studio, but since COVID, I started doing yoga at home. And my yoga studio has two options. One, you can take a class live. There are people in the studio, the teacher is right there, and the people are right there in this moment. Or they also record the classes. And then you can teach, you can show up later and do it on your own time. And I find that if I show up live during the class, I do it better. I do it with more intention, even though I'm on Zoom, but my camera is off. So they can't even see me. So there's no difference really between showing up live and doing a recorded class, but there's something different for me because I know this is happening in real time. It's super weird. I don't understand it. But when she said, show up and teach live, I got it. I totally understood. So I thought that was super, like a really interesting piece. And then the other thing we talked about was, how do you attract your ideal audience? And we talked about opt-ins. And she said for an opt-in, like let's say I'm a food blogger and I do recipes. Instead of my opt-in being a recipe, how about my opt-in be a checklist of things, let's say, I would need in my pantry to do this cooking class, but also let's say it's Thai food. And I've got my secrets that I know about that I'm going to put in my checklist. Like, I think that that is a better opt-in. It's made me think in my own life about opt-ins that I offer. And notice, by the way, my most recent opt-in is a blog post checklist. Here, what I'm going to show you how you can get this. Here we go. So I have had tremendous success putting out this free blog post checklist. People are downloading it, and because I'm giving them value, it's easy. So think about a checklist, something, whether it be, these are the inside tools, things you need to buy. Another person that we coach put together, she's a gardener, and she does native planting, some like things that are native to where you live and it's more environmental. And she has a checklist of like the 5 or 6 tools you need in your garden to garden. But they're not just regular tools, they're things she knows that she is sharing, like she is hooking you up. And I thought that was a really good idea. So if there is a checklist, a shopping list, something rather than it being more amorphous, but it like has real value, that's great. And especially if it can tie in with what you are teaching. So for example, you're going to teach art, painting in your course. Put your free checklist together of tools you need as a painter. Like, what are the secret things what kind of brushes should I buy, or what kind of paints or whatever. And then that person is primed to get them on your list, and that person is primed to buy your course. I loved the way that Cynthia connected those dots. So she has a whole kind of framework on how to really launch your online course. And she does it where You figure out your niche, you zero in on your niche and what you're going to teach. You engage with your audience on social media or through email. And this is where you would offer that really targeted opt-in so that you knew that this person who opts in is very much in your bucket of potential buyers, of customers, and that they are then a warm customer. They know you, they're aligned with you, they're interested in what you're teaching. And then you want to sell your product, your course. And again, eventually with Milotree Easy Payments, we are going to launch a live, like a one-time payment. So you'll be able to use Milotree Easy Payments just to do it, to have a link where people can sign up and buy. And then you can send them an email with the, say, Zoom link when you teach online. And then how to teach. And again, talking about teaching live and thinking about it as a cocktail party. You are not the dry teacher up at the front of the room. You're really trying to welcome people into your course. And again, what I also want to say is you can do this as a membership. If in fact people really like what you're teaching, think about rolling this out as a once a month teaching class where people show up and they know you, they have a relationship with you, you have a relationship with them. And think about that with our Milotree Easy Payments, because that is a great way to do it. Anyway, I thought what I like to do in my podcast, and please respond to me in a comment or whatever, tell me what you think, but I like to find new ways for people to monetize their expertise. So they can monetize their expertise in their blog. They can do it by selling products, but they can also do it by creating experiences for their visitors, for their audiences. And I thought that was just such a great idea, such a great way to be connecting, to be providing value, to knowing what you're good at. And a lot of bloggers are teachers. So how can you use those skills that you've already developed to have a new income stream? And in truth, like, because it's live. So what I found when we taught this WordPress workshop live, and then I also have a course, it was more spontaneous live. The course was actually harder to put together than the live class and took much longer. And now I think that I was able to learn a lot by teaching it live and then translating it into a course. But what I like about live is you could show up a little rougher than, say, in a course, because it's happening live. It's like my yoga class. I think I probably expect less from the class that's live than the one that's recorded, even though it was a live class. It's something kind of weird. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I'm here to answer any questions you have. Please, if you are watching this as a replay, put hashtag replay just so I know where you're coming from. And if you have a course that you are thinking of teaching, put it in a comment and I will give you feedback, and other people in this community will give you feedback to say, like, yeah, go do that. Like, that could be really interesting. So listen to the episode. That's in a comment on, hopefully that will show up. And thank you for watching. This is always so fun for me. I look forward to this every Monday. Oh, okay. And I'm going live with my next podcast episode on Wednesday. And it is all about the legal things you need to pay attention to as a blogger. And there are a lot, but they're doable. And I'm talking to a lawyer and we break it down and we go step by step saying, do you have this? Do you have this? How to deal with this? So definitely be on the lookout for my new Blogger Genius podcast episode dropping at midnight Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. And I will then be back next week to talk about that. Have a great rest of your week. I'm going to post also today to say what is one of your weekly goals so that we can help keep each other accountable, or something about writing down a goal makes you more apt to follow through. And that's the whole purpose. So again, thanks for joining, and I will see you here soon. Bye-bye.